house on that day. Gone are the friends that entered the fray. When the rivers ran red, red, red. 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 When the rivers ran red. Gone, gone are those halcyon days. We were all so lost. Gone, gone are those halcyon days. We gladly paid the cost. Gone is the rage that no blood could slake. Gone is the wrath that made the foe break. When the rivers ran red, red, red. When the rivers ran red, red, red. When the rivers ran red, red, red. When the
Right. Mine's just a video.
Yep. I did the same thing with Justin when he was on, so don't worry. I asked him a question literally just before we went live, and he was talking about essentially he was talking about blowjobs for a while, and it had just gone live, and he spent 5 minutes going on about it, and it was just like, let's I'll just leave him talking then, and that was it. It was great fun. It was really really good. So, hi everybody, welcome to the stream. This is this the first LARP one of the year? I can't remember. It's 15th, probably not. No, third, maybe second. I don't do counting. Um, we're here with the wonderful Jess, and
Oh,
our adventuring party. So I know a few of you have watched her stuff on YouTube already because I've had a few messages. So yeah, so feel free to ask questions. You know, we haven't done one of these for a while, I know. So feel free to ask questions whenever you want. Um, and yeah, and we'll go on from there. So yeah, how are you doing, Jess? Anyway, how are you coping with lockdown part 3, lockdown harderer?
all right. I'll confess. It affects my life in no way, shape, or form. Because since the first lockdown, I've been working from home. My son's in nursery, so that's not changed, and haven't gone anywhere. I think since July last year. So I'm
Oh
just,
wow.
you know, doing whatever really.
Hmm. Okay. Similar to everything. So my other half, she's very very quick on the questions. So we've already got two in there. So let's have a look, see what we got going on. So Abby has said, Jess, I watched your videos. Excited you're here. It's from Abby.
Hey, thank you.
So
Very excited to be here.
yes. So this is your first time live streaming as well, I believe.
Yes, I have no idea how this works. This is going to be interesting.
Well, if you've watched any of my videos from before, I have no idea how this works either. So, and this is I've done 177 hours worth of streaming last year. So apparently,
What's your stuff? I think you come off very well.
well, I'm just a bullshit twat. So it's yeah. As Dan has just said in chat, Steve does it. You'll be fine. So
Okay.
um,
Cheers for the confidence.
yes, this is good. This is the community that are here, the Hefty fam, really really good. They're all great, no issues at all. Apart from with Dan, he's a bit of a bellend sometimes.
Right, I'll watch for him.
Watching you, Dan. Watching you, Wookie boy. So Helen's asked, what LARPs do you do?
Oh, we
Actually,
knew this
no.
was
But
gonna come.
before we do that, tell us about yourself. I always forget to do this. Tell us a little bit about yourself first of all, Jess.
Oh God, like in what way? Just like general?
Yeah, anything that you think we need to know.
Do you want to know my star sign?
I'm a Virgo. No, I'm not a Virgo anymore. What am I? It's changed. I'm probably a Pirelli, maybe a Goodyear. I don't know.
Um, I know. I'm 30. I'm from Nottingham. I have a son. I've been LARPing for 8 years now.
Nice.
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancerian.
Excellent. So that leads in quite nicely to Helen's first question. What LARPs do you do?
So I do have one main LARP, and then I like to attend a bunch of smaller events.
Okay.
I'll start with the smaller events because I feel like the larger one's going to come up as a rather interesting topic. So
Hmm.
I went to a small Dragon Age LARP a few years ago. It was quite good.
Oh, nice.
Um, I've been taking part in a French Renaissance LARP that unfortunately actually it just got the event cancelled unfortunately
Oh.
last weekend. Uh, it so I was going to be reffing that, and I played in the play tests for it, and it was really good. But my main one is I'm a Lorien Trust player.
Mm. You froze very, very
Special.
briefly there. So, but it should be. I think it's fine. But yeah. So
I'm terribly sorry.
it's all right. You play a lot of LT. That's your main. That's the main one. I think I know a couple of people who go to LT.
Yep,
So,
I
but
know
yeah,
several people that go to LT alongside things like Empire, so there is some crossover.
yes, because I think some people in the Secret Santa thing that we did, the content, the LARP content creators or cosplay creators, Secret Santa thing that we did,
Hmm.
they had thing. Speaking of that, how were your gifts for Secret Santa?
Oh, they were terrible.
They
I
were
don't know why.
awful,
They were awful.
shocking.
They were absolutely lovely because, of course, you were my Secret Santa. So I got some wonderful Death Star ice cubes, ice cube hold makers, which I love, and I got a book that I've wanted for ages as well. So I was absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah, I saw your list and that, and yeah, and I thought that looks really cool. And now I really want those Death Star ice cube makers myself because they were a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be.
Horrific.
That was so cool.
Yeah, I tried to make one before the evening so I could show, but unfortunately it didn't freeze in time. So I apologise.
That's
But it's
alright.
about big enough to fill this glass, so I was quite chuffed.
No, it wasn't another bloody train calendar. No. See, over Christmas I received a train calendar. It was addressed to me. There was no note
Oh,
in it. There was nothing like that. I don't know who it was from. I don't know anything about it. It was the weirdest thing in the world. I have no clue at all with that one. It's very, very bizarre. So, but Joe's just brought it up, so I think it was Joe. I'll blame Joe anyway. So, so what got you into doing LARP then? So those 8 years ago? What made you think, oh, I want to give this a go?
okay. So I actually got interested in LARP long before 8 years ago.
Okay.
I was 17. I was in college, and I came across the Lorien Trust on Wikipedia and thought, "Oh, that's awesome. Really looks really interesting."
Yeah.
Um, no one wanted to go with me, and I
Oh.
was too worried to go by myself. I didn't really think about it. I was probably about 21, and my now husband, who has been LARPing a lot longer than I have, went, I used to go to this thing and it seems really fun. And I went, oh, can we go? And I've not stopped going since.
Awesome. So with LT, how is LT split up? Because Empire is split up into different nations. Because there's LT factions.
It's factions, yeah.
Factions.
Technically nations, but named after animals.
Right. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to think back to what they said. I think is tarantulas. Is that one? Or spiders or something?
That is indeed one. Yep.
Oh, it's
Yep.
see, I pay attention.
Do. Yeah, well done.
Awful, awful. Okay, so what faction are you in?
I used to be in the Lions, which were very sort of Arthurian knights, magic and that sort of thing, and that was really, really cool.
Okay.
But I actually became a volunteer at the Lorien Trust a few years ago, and now I'm run a guild, which are all separate from the factions entirely.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, thank you for following there, Lord Wesley. Thank you. Hashtag best guild. So I'm guessing this is someone that you will know, who are probably
Hi,
in the
Wes.
line. Yeah. So this is good. Okay. So what other factions are there? So the Lions, if they're Arthurian knights, so that'd be the equivalent of Dawn, then probably for us. Thanks for following, Zach, as well. Tarantulas. Is the dragons one?
Uh, Dragons is one. So you kind of have to sort of think of the main part of the in-game world as sort of Europe. So you've got the Lions who are Arthurian. You also have the Hearts who are Arthurian because they split from the Lions in a civil war long before my time.
Okay.
Then we've got the Bears, Dragons, the unicorns, griffins, vipers, wolves. I'm just trying to go around the map now. Jackals. I feel like I've forgotten somebody important. Tarantulas. There's another one I've got a feeling I've missed, and it will come to me in about 5 minutes.
For us within Empire, it'll probably be Urizen because no one ever remembers Urizen because they're the smallest. They've only got like 6 people in them. So yeah. Hi Rosie. Thanks for coming along. Okay. So what nation are you in now? Then you're not. You're a guild now, are
I'm
you?
still te- I'm still technically a lion, but I run a guild. I run the Rangers Guild, who are very much what they sound like. We're all bows and arrows and stalking things through the woods and pretending that we're actually good at it.
Sounds like LARPers, to be honest. Let's face it. I think
Yeah.
that's the best way to describe them. I think Urizen has 7 now, but still a better love story than Highguard. Definitely, Pete. Definitely. So,
Ooh.
Highguard are a nation that are essentially a bunch of priests, and I can't stand them. They're my least favourite. I will happily, jokingly insult them every single day. Not really a joke, but I will happily insult them all the time. Okay, so how long have you been LT for 8 years now? Then
Yeah.
8 years.
2012, I think, was my first time. Yeah.
Okay, so and you got into LARP by by finding it on the thing because aren't you interested in going to the Goblin Ball?
Yes. Oh, yes. So badly. It's awful. Um,
Yeah.
I keep refreshing the page to check to see if there's anything about, ticket sales dates. It's awful. Um, as I've been reading some books over Christmas that got me really into trashy Fae stuff.
Okay.
And so when there was like Fae courts and dressing up in stupid outfits, I was like, I'm there. Um, but yeah, I'm obsessed, and I really hope I get a ticket, or I will just cry.
Because I think uh, Ginny is one of the people who's running it and arranged and doing all the sorting out for it all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've had Ginny's
Yeah.
been on the channel a few times now, and she's in the Discord now. She's amazing. She's really really cool. Got a lot of time for Ginny. So it's within LARP that Pete's asked now. Whereabouts in the world is LT usually held?
Derby. There is a park called Lockyer Park in Spondon, and they use it for all four of their big events.
Hmm.
Then smaller events are held all over the country at scout camps and things like that.
Okay. Okay. So how would you describe a LARP? Well, how would you describe LARP then to someone who's never been and is interested in going?
Okay. In terms of the LARPs I attend, I would describe LARP probably as playing pretend
Yeah.
costumes, but with 2,000 other people, so it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you on that one. I think that's quite a succinct way to put it. To be honest, that's really good. We like to see the Facebook things that people put up of. So I've gone LARPing or gone whacking nerds in a field with sticks. That's a quite a good one as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that it's. I mean, what's the thing about LARP that keeps you going back then after every single event? What's your favourite aspect of going LARPing?
I think it's the fact that I just find it really cathartic because it gives me perfect validation to go out and hit someone as hard as I possibly can within safety reasons, of course. Um, and it's all okay. I'm not going to get in trouble for that.
No, no, that's true. So what's your least favourite aspect of LARP then? No, can you not hear me? Testy test.
I can just about hear you. Sometimes I can hear you.
Let's mute my mic a bit. See if that helps. What's your least favourite aspect of LARP?
Oh, I don't know really. Um, oh, come back to me. Different question. I'll think about it.
Question. Okay, Helen's asked, "What's your
Right,
favourite?
I've got nothing.
What's your favourite piece of LARP kit?"
Um, Probably my daggers. I'll show you because they're right next to me.
Mm.
So I got these, and I got them from LARPCon at the beginning of the year after pre-ordering them, and I didn't get to use them, but I love them and have like 8 different characters that will use them for various events.
Are you have about 12 different characters in mind at any one time? Do you?
Yes, I have on my Pinterest at the moment. I just put character concepts together,
Mm.
and I think I've got maybe 5 on there, another 5 sort of on paper concept, and another that are like notes in my phone that I've had thoughts on, sort of, on the bus or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that one. I get ideas in my head, but the sort of character concepts I come up with are so stupid. They're so I don't like to play serious characters. I think is the best way to describe it. I don't like the um, here's the brief, here's the line, tow it, go that way. I like to go here's the brief, here's the line. I'll be over there. I'll be off in the distance somewhere, but I'll still be following the brief kinda. But I like to play things that are sort of unique and stand out to the point of where like think of Baldric from Blackadder. That sort of. I mean, that would be a character concept for me. Baldric would be on his own, I think. So, what else we got here? So, yeah, we were just saying, talking about Pinterest, and Abby says the daggers look good. Thanks for the bits, Alfie. I have an appalling large one for my tabletop characters. A lot of drawing references. Yeah, Pinterest is dangerous. I find. So,
Oh, you could live on there. Literally just start in the morning and stay there until you go to bed. It's an place. It's terrible.
mm. So, what's been the best thing that's happened to you since you've been LARPing? So, in character or out of
Oh,
character doesn't really matter. We love stories.
so I think the best thing was probably um, the final fight at one of our very large world plot sort of events. Um,
Mm,
and it had been building for about 2 years, because the sort of the Heartland nations where um, in which is sort of the area of the world where our game is set, was being invaded by another outside nation. And
right.
over the course of 2 years, they'd sort of made progress through. Different countries that sort of were having problems, and it culminated in this one very large, ridiculous fight, including 2 large-scale dragon props,
Right,
which
excellent.
were operated by about 3 people, 4 people at a time, and they would chase everyone sort of around the field, dealing massive amounts of stupid damage, eating people. One, in fact, ate one of my best friend's characters, which was most upsetting.
Excellent.
And the reason why, and what ended up happening was a bunch of us archers all got together and started killing it with some special spells that we had. Didn't quite work, and eventually there was just one person who had a spell that was actually working. So what ended up happening was we were following him around the field,
Yeah.
assisting him by gathering arrows so that he could keep going and going and going. And I think he shot repetitively for about 15 minutes following this dragon around the field before we finally actually brought it down.
Oh wow.
And it was just brilliant because people were talking about us as a collective following this dragon around for about 4 events afterwards. And I
That's
was just
cool.
sort of, I enjoyed it so much because I just felt really smug, like, yeah, we did that. That was great.
That sounds really cool. I mean, do you get a lot of big monsters then at LT? Do you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not as many as I would personally like, but that's obviously because they involve big costumes and people who are willing to be in them. We do have some brilliant ones. We have one for a Balrog, which is absolutely brilliant. The wingspan is huge, and you can see it coming right across the field, and it's horrifying to watch, and it just sets the mood immediately the second it walks onto the field.
Nice. See, that sounds epic. That sounds like my sort of thing because we have it's like a running joke because when I'm a very fighty sort of character. My character at Empire, Mac, he loves the in character drugs a little bit too much, and he can normally be found pretending to be a bench or a chair, chasing stars across the field. So Mac and Grim, we're very very much like that. But when we're on the battlefield, actually fighting. And they bring in things like the war rhino. So this thing's like 7 foot tall, 12 foot long, has 8 people inside it holding it, and it's got someone riding it with a 10 foot spear as well. Um, we getting to fight those sorts of things, and then being able to go around saying that you dry humped a land shark or the war rhino after a battle. It gets you noticed. You get a lot of bragging rights for that. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things of finding the big gribbly monster and then fighting it and just going after it and having that sort of stupidity about yourself is great fun. I do love that. So
Yeah,
Pete,
that does sound epic.
it is really, really. Have you ever considered coming to Empire?
Yes. I spend way too much time perusing through your wiki for Empire and just reading about all the different nations and the different cultures. I've already narrowed it down to 2 nations that I want to play. Can't decide between them, so
Which two?
yeah.
I have to know.
So the 2 are Dawn
Oh, no.
and Wintermark.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, so Dawn, we've got quite a lot of our I think quite a lot of the new players are going into Dawn. We've got shut up with your glory in chat. How dare you? Bloody Dawn. This is why no one likes you. Um, we do like you really. Um, yeah, heroism exactly, Alfie. So yeah, I'm in Wintermark myself. I've gone from Navarre to Wintermark.
Okay.
Glory.
Shut up, Ben. Cheering. I don't care if you've paid bits and you get the mechanical voice saying glory. How dare you? Right, I need to move the alert box up a bit so it can be seen over everything. There we go. Okay. So yeah, because when you were talking about the lions beforehand and the hearts and you about Arthurian and you saying you're in that, I did immediately think, okay, that's Dawn then. So okay,
Yeah.
so is that the sort of role play that you're into then? Is it the that sort? Because Dawn is very much like they got the whole romanticism around it all as well.
Yeah, I was reading about how they have this culture of flowers
Heroism.
and sort of things, and trials. I think there was as well, and I was just like, I like that. I'm into that. I can totally
Yeah,
get on board.
yeah.
But I do. I know that you're gonna have to forgive me because I can't remember the name of Three Nations. It has been a while since I've looked at it. In Wintermark, there's a group that are like priests, and they have a lot of things revolving around birds. Is that correct?
The Calavasi.
I think they look epic. I want to be one so much.
I
They look
am
amazing.
one.
Hey,
But
they look great. I want to be one so much.
my other half is one as well. She's got a nice bird feathery mask thing going on, and she looks epic. Actually, you can't really see it, but there's a picture of her character. I don't know how well you'll see that.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it looks so great.
there we go.
Yeah, I want to be that so much.
So yeah, she's incredibly good. And then but I've ignored the birds and the feathers and stuff like that. I've gone because totemic magic is also a thing. So lots of
Oh, okay.
animals and stuff like that. So I've gone very much.
Glorious glory.
Thanks, Dan, and thanks, Alfie. Yeah, Alfie has said he's just said heroism, which I agree with, and glorious glory from Dan. So obviously Dan is in Dawn as well. So, but yeah, so I've gone much more totemic magic and things like that. So I'm very much the Calavasi focus on things, and then when they decide they're going to do it, they just do it. So, you saying anything? No, just the bits. Cheers, Carl. Thanks for that, mate. It's lots of bits. Love it. Brass Coast Calavasi mix. Mr. Cadbury's parrot. Yes. So yeah, Wintermark is really really good. I do like them, and then because they were brought to the fore by obviously I don't know if you've seen Mark Hume's the Tabletop Weekly videos, the Three Men Go LARPing.
I think I have seen that one. Yeah.
He did a few of them. So it was him and Hat Films. When they did, the three of them just sat around talking about Empire and stuff like that. So yeah, Kyle's in high guard.
Oh, fair.
He'll get better. He will recover.
Oh.
So he's fine. But yeah, no, that's that's interesting. That is because Dawn and Wintermark are they're quite unique in their own ways, but they're not. There's no real. You don't really find the crossover there at all. So that's
That's fair. I do like them for entirely different reasons. So,
Yeah.
but I just like sort of stories with that kind of conviction, and I think both of them really sell it.
Hmm.
If I get down there, which I will likely do eventually, it's going to be one of those two.
Yeah. So Alfie said the feathers and bird iconography is mainly for Stormcrows, who are the raggedy priests of Wintermark. They can be from any of the three traditions. So, cheers, Pete. High guard bards, bell ringers. Bell ends, mate. Ends.
Ooh.
So yeah, okay, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting. I was thinking probably Dawn. I was expecting, and maybe Navarre. I was thinking that sort of because where you were talking about the all guilds and the being rangers and stuff like that. So I thought, ooh, well, that sounds Navarre. That's very Navarre to me. So
Yeah. I've got a friend. Feeling my friend Will's in Navarre, but if I'm wrong, he'll kill me. So I'm not going to go. I'm not going to bet my life on it. But I don't know. I think it's always fun to play something different.
oh yeah.
That being said, it doesn't sound Dawn is like that much different from what I like to play.
Dawn,
but yeah, sounds fun.
Oh, it definitely is. It'd be really good because I think I can't remember her name. There was someone in the Secret Santa who was in Dawn already. I'm terrible with names, so forgive me. But she was in there, and there's Gina, isn't there as well? The little LARPer. I think she's in Dawn.
Yeah.
already. So I think they're both in Dawn actually.
So
Everybody's
what
in
I'm
Dawn.
finding is LARP content creators tend to either go to Dawn or Wintermark. I might just join you in Wintermark then, just to even it out.
Well, I'm in a wonderful, wonderful hall in Wintermark. We've got it's myself, my other half, and we've also got um, Dawn saying no. Yeah, and I've got Alex and Chris who are from Hat Films. They're in my hall as well. So we're all yeah round together. So can't get rid of each other. But it's how much do you miss being in a field right now?
Oh, so much. But it's insane. Like, I think it was fine sort of May time when we were missing a couple of events, but then as the year went on, just like missing more and more. And now it's just like every day, all I want to talk about is LARP because I'm just so ready
Yeah.
for it. And yeah, I just want to be in the field so much.
Yes. Yep. Definitely. I'm very much. We've been talking about having a big meetup to get everybody into a field and just chatting. Bring some weapons along, have a bit of a fight, fire, sing song, drink, bring a cloak, and just sit down and be in that sort of environment with each other. Because I think it's, I mean, I think mental health wise as well, it helps so much,
Yeah.
doesn't it? I think. And
When the yeah yeah when the first lockdown ended, I managed to get one of my mates over, Tony. We sat outside in my back garden with a fire pit, and he was like, said, right, you're coming over. You're going to stay overnight. We'll sit around the fire for hours, but the condition is you have to come in costume. And we all just got into kits and sat in the back garden, drinking
that's
around a
brilliant.
fire. Some of our neighbours were watching us from next door, like, what on earth are they doing? Because we're all in full kit with face paint on, and we didn't care. Just drank until like 2 a.m.
Zach Nasfian says, "Hi Jess, that was me."
Hey, Tony.
Hi Tony, welcome to the insanity. That's that's so good. We did. I met up with a friend. Actually, no. The in Wintermark we had there was a cut. There's a few halls that are all very close, and we managed to
Mm.
meet up literally the weekend before they announced going into a full lockdown again. So that everything was relaxed,
Oh,
and we were away camping, and then they announced it, so we were able to then get back, and it was so good. Not it was so nice. The only downs, I mean, sitting up until 4 o'clock in the morning, drinking, sitting around a fire with your mates, just chatting rubbish. I miss it so
yeah.
much. I really do.
And I find it really painful as well because so many of my LARP friends are in around Nottingham and Derby.
Hmm.
So two of them are so close. We can't all get together and sort
No.
of hang out and have fun, and it's just painful, and I can't stand it. I'm
Yeah.
so ready for this to be over.
So close yet so far. It's horrible.
Yep.
It's. I think the thing for me is do where I get to do these streams and I get everybody in chat and I get to do and so I get to talk to people like this and I play games with them and with everybody and I chat away and it's really great. But I haven't met them yet, and I want to meet them all, and I want to meet them all in a field as well. So being able to do
Yeah.
something like that, and because I'm a hugger, you see, I am a massive hugger. So getting to see everybody and have a hug, yeah, it's going to be good, and it's going to be emotional. I think the first event back in all the LARPs, so PD, LT, CP, and that even any LARP like that, the first one back, I think it's going to be a very emotional affair for a lot of people.
I'm expecting to cry. Like for a minute when I
You're
see
the
people, I'm
fuel
just
that keeps
expecting
the
to
keen
start
burning.
bawling and going, I haven't seen you in so long, and it'll just be horrific. Um, but I'm willing to embrace it because
Yeah,
I miss people. I miss so many people so much. Some people I
yeah,
haven't seen in over a year now.
Yes, yeah. F is just, thanks for the bits, mate. He says you're the fuel that keeps the keen burning. So I've been trying to do all of this and talking to people, and I mean, LARP is something that keeps people together as well, and I think, and
Hmm.
Smo's just said, I don't actually miss LARP. That probably says something important about it. Oh, love you, Smo. I think, I mean, for me especially, it's being around that group of friends and just sitting there and just chilling out because I'm quite an extrovert. So I don't get nervous. I don't do anything. I just throw myself face first into situations, and I'll
That's fair. I'm a complete and total introvert.
okay.
So I coped really well for like the first few months, and then I was done with it. It's just like even me, who can sit on my own for days at a time, now miss people, and I can't stand it anymore. So yeah, my introvert has just been lives inside me has just been crushed by the lockdown.
Hmm.
So it's just like yes, I'm willing to see people. I want to do anything. I don't care what it takes.
Yeah. Um, Peter says I want to meet them in a field and hit them with swords. Um, and then Dawn says that was the best and worst thing about the concerts I got to hear. I did a few LARP concerts. I did a money raiser called Tent Aid, where there was a hall in the
Okay.
league where they have a theatre, an in character theatre, and
Oh.
due to COVID, essentially they lost their tent. So we did a fundraiser and we raised I think it's like 800 quid for them, and they were able to buy themselves their own
Oh.
tent. So we had a lot of in character performers performing in character on a stream and doing that, and it was really good. As Dawn has said, it was the best and the worst thing about the concerts. I got to hear a lot of talented people and recognise them, but I've not actually met them IC properly in person yet. So
Yeah.
it's all bizarre. Um, Mike says you'll regret wanting to meet me in the field. Though I absolutely agree about being a hugger. Helen says I'm in the same boat really. I enjoy it when I'm there, but most of the time I could give or take the anxiety it brings me in my life.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know when me and Helen first met because we met at LARP, we met at Empire many years ago,
Mm.
and I love to tell this story. Sorry, this is a complete
Well,
tangent,
go
so
on.
I do
I'm ready.
apologise.
Go
Um,
for it.
we She turned up with a friend of theirs, and they were lost, and they were looking around, and I went over and said hello. Cheers, guys. Tangent train. Um, there's lots of trains filling up chat at the moment, and they go, and we're just chatting away, and then they came, and I introduced them to people, and I introduced them to my in character family, my friends out of character, and we all went off to, and they came in, and then in the game they were going to play my nieces, and they turned up, but only
Hmm.
one of them turned up, and Helen, the anxiety got hold of, and we couldn't find her for a couple of hours because she was in her tent.
Oh.
She couldn't leave, and so I went back, we sat with her and talked to her, and she came out, and it's it's all changed, and she's been it's been really good, and we were friends for a while, and then and now we're engaged, and we're looking at getting married this year. So she's insane.
Oh.
Oh, she's crazy person. Um, so it says, yeah, my kin is also zero, and I live with Sam, who is just actually Sparrow in real life. I get the anxiety too, and since swapping nations, I don't see Sam all weekend, and I'm not close to the other orcs, so it's mostly low key anxiety the entire weekend too. Yeah,
Oh.
I think I did a stream on mental health, and I think everyone needs a support in a field. Do you ever find that? I think I'm not sure if this it relates across LARP as a whole, or if it's just an Empire thing, or what. And do you ever find that you're in character and you're sat down of an evening around a fire, and you just go, I want to be on my own. Can everyone just leave me alone? Do you ever find that?
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
that's right. It's not just me
Oh yeah.
then. how
No. No.
how do you counteract it or deal with it?
I'll be honest, sometimes I do just ditch people.
Yeah.
So I do just, if I want to be by myself, I will just tend to go for a wander. It's been a bit harder since I became a volunteer because people tend to want you for stuff,
Mm.
um, especially in a guild because they want training or they want to make some form of or they just want to sit down and tell you all about the plot that you wrote, and therefore you already know everything about it, but they want to come and tell you about it anyway because now you're in character. It's like, right, okay. And sometimes you just need that. So sometimes I'll just run and hide, and I will hide anywhere. I will hide in another guild. I will hide in the casino. I will even run and hide backstage if I actually need a proper sort of break. But I'm not afraid to bitch people if I need a bit of alone time.
Yeah. Because there was I was just gonna with Smo saying that she feels on her own. If you ever Smo, if you ever need to chat or anything and you're there, you know where I am. You can always come and find me or Helen. You're always welcome. The hall I'm in, we have a 7 meter bell tent. This thing is huge. It is absolutely massive. You can fit 20 people in it easy. So if you ever want to get away, Smo, then you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to just turn up. Um,
I think when I think the thing is that when there's a sort of culture at LARP where you feel like you have to be in that character headspace the entire time,
mm,
and you have to be there because if you don't, you're going to miss out on things. And I think a lot of us who sort of do get a bit overwhelmed and do get anxious, I think we do need to give ourselves permission to just step back and go, no, I need a break. It's okay if I go and have a nap in a tent for a couple of hours. It's okay if I just go away and have a cup of tea and don't plug in,
yeah,
because things can get overwhelming because everything's such fast pace. And I think a lot of us don't feel okay about that because we are afraid of missing out. So
mm,
I think we all just need to give ourselves permission to have a break.
definitely, definitely. We've got a stove in the tent. Um, as John's just said in chat, it's a 7 meter
Mm.
bell tent with a ruddy sitting room in it. It's great. We have like a big dining table with like eight chairs around it all, but two thrones as well. It's ridiculous, and we have had people just turn up and say, I need to just sit down and be away. So we like people chuck on a cup of tea or coffee. The tent's closed and they
Mm.
get away from it. I struggle to do that. Um, I have I get I have a temper, and I will be I won't be the first to say I've got a temper, and I'm very good at going. Yeah, I can feel my mood dropping. So there's a direction, and I'm gonna walk, and then I'll go off for 10 minutes, and I'll come back, and I'll be fine because I can just feel myself bubbling up, and it's like I need to walk away. And the thing is that the funny thing is because I'm tired and I'm hungry or I'm thirsty. That's the only reason for it as well because I've been an idiot and I've not looked after myself. So I will sit there thinking, oh, I can feel my temper bubbling, and no one's around me, and I can be like, oh, I'm on my own. Oh, I'm going for a walk, and that'll be it as well. It's the weirdest thing, but it always happens when you're in a field. You see people walk.
You guys have a
Go on.
Sorry. Do you guys have a 3 second rule for water? I have to ask.
I have no idea what that
So
is.
when I think I'll explain. So when Yeah, figured. So general rule that me and a lot of sort of people I hang around a lot about is we have a 3 second rule for water, which is essentially if someone comes up to you and goes, "When was the last time you had a drink?" If you can't answer in 3 seconds, you're ordered to go and get one.
Oh,
Because if you don't know, then it's clear not soon enough.
that's a good idea. I like that. We had something
Works well.
a lot of people during the really hot events, and if you see someone walking around going, "Have you had a drink?" and they go, "No," and it's all you get poured a drink and stuff like that. And people go, "Yeah, I've got a beer," and it's like it's not a drink. Have some water. Have a
Yeah.
pint. Have this. So there are water taps all over the place. So, hi, Thrachosaurus. That's an awesome name. Thanks for turning up, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Um, yeah, so that's a really really good idea. But I think uh, finding your own headspace and being able to do your own thing at any time is really it's ignored. I think when you're in a field, it really really is.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you heard of the LARP blues?
Kind of.
Do you? Is it? I don't know if
Um,
it's where after an event you'll come back and you'll go, oh, that was great, and then you'll find for the next day or two you've crashed because
yeah,
yeah,
some people refer to it as the LARP come down.
the
So
LARP come down.
you've been on that high over sort of, and then the few days afterwards,
Mm.
everything kind of becomes depressing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I find that we've talked a lot about how people recover from an event and stuff like that, and what their ritual after an event on, say, you'll pack up on Sunday. What is it you do for the rest of the event? So, what's your ritual after an event? What do you do?
Well, pack up as much as we sort of can because I've got a guild to pack up and then I've got my personal stuff to pack up.
Yeah.
Then get everything home, dump it all in my hallway. I almost, unless things are soaking wet, I probably will never unpack the same day and either order Domino's or order a curry and just sit and watch some either crap on YouTube or just a film or just something meaningless that has nothing to do with LARP or fantasy or anything like that, and just bed at about 8 p.m. because I've
Really?
not slept properly in the 4 days. And then, oh yeah, yeah, I once came home from a lot of event, went to bed at 7:30 and didn't wake up till 9 the next day. Just
That's
full
amazing.
on like recovering from barely any sleep.
That's also. I don't think I.
And then I'll either take fun.
No, go on, go on.
Um, and then I never ever work the day after a LARP. Sometimes I'll take 2 or 3 days off, and I'll just sort of sit in my pajamas for 3 days, eating junk food, reading about how other people felt about the event, um, probably bitching about someone making a comment about something because I'm a terrible human being, and then just ease myself back into mundane life.
Yes. Yeah. I think I've not I've not eaten enough. I've not drunk enough. I've not slept enough. We pack up, get everything done and Tetrised into the car. I like to get everything sort of as the morning goes on, as the day goes on the last day. You'll find that everything inside of the tent is already packed. So as soon as
Yeah.
they've called time out, tent's down, rolled up, put away in a bag, boot, everything's in and it's done. So within like half an hour, if everyone in my tent can find me, because I'm a horrible, horrible person who goes off and says goodbye to half of the field. So,
Oh.
so they'll be like, okay, let's get this all loaded up, and Steve's gone. So that happens. But
Yeah.
we'll do like get it all in, and then we'll be home an hour and a half, 2 hours later. Everything will be brought in, chucked into the living room, and then I'll be sat here with probably 8 or 9 homebrew bottles left, because my friend Justin makes his own homebrew cider slash wine. Oh, you're frozen. Oh, there we go. You're back. Yeah, so he makes all of this. Oh, oh, dun dun dun. I've scared Jess off. Oh no, here she comes. Hello.
No idea what happened there. Hang on
No,
a sec.
that's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll I'll come back and I'll have so much alcohol still with me. So it'll be beer, the homebrew cider, And that's so because my friend makes all of this homebrew, and I don't, and I make a point of saving it because I want to come back because I enjoy it so much. And then that evening,
Mm.
Justin's cider wine is not that scary. No, it's not meant to be scary. It's wonderful stuff. Um, and I'll sit down and I'll order my dirty kebab, and it'll be a film on the TV, and it'll be a computer game, something like Football Manager or something like that, and I can just sit here, drink bad food, and veg for
Yeah.
until probably like 2, 3 in the morning again, and then I'll pass out, and then I'll take myself off to bed, and I'll sort of reset that way. So it's yeah, that's what I've always done. But I don't get hangovers, so I'm quite lucky. I haven't had a hangover since
I
I've
don't either.
wonderful
Never
stuff.
had a hangover.
I did when I was 14. That was the first time I ever got drunk, and I haven't been drunk. Well, I have been very drunk since, but I haven't had a hangover since. And that was with my brother. He got me. I don't know if you remember it. Mad Dog 2020. A horrible,
Oh
horrible
gosh.
drink, and oh man, it was insane. So yeah, so he got me that, and I was just like, yeah, absolutely smashed. And that leads to a really big tangent that I'm not going to go on about what me and my brother got up to while we slept walked that night as well. It wasn't pretty, especially for his wife who had to clean up after us. Um,
Yeah. I had I had I had one social LARP event, still within the Loring Trust, but it was just sort of a one night to get together sort of party kind of event.
mm,
And over the course of that night, I drank 2/3 of a bottle of Captain Morgan rum,
nice.
and me and a bunch of friends met up the next day for sort of a brunch hangover thing, and I appeared and apparently looked like Sunshine walking, and one of my friends turned to me and went, "What are you fucking made of? Titanium?"
Mm, yes.
Because it was just insane. And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, it doesn't bother
Yeah.
me.
Because I had an evening where I was up drinking some Fireball whiskey and loads of 2 feet cider, and we were in a the Brass Coast, but they have this like tent thing, but there's no size to it, and there's loads of cushions and bean bags and stuff like that in it, and we were in there until like 4 o'clock in the morning drinking. And people were falling asleep in there, and we had a battle at 10 o'clock to go on. I woke up at like 9 o'clock, and I was up, ready to go, chirpy as you like. The other people I was with didn't wake up. They did not wake up for the battle at all. So it was, yeah,
Oh,
wasn't great, but I came back from the battle really happy and sweaty, and one of them was still in bed. This was like midday, midday 1 o'clock. So it was great. I loved it, but still, but yeah, quite a large drinking culture I find at LARP as well.
yeah, yeah. I've gone through entire events having never bought a drink because people just hand them to me.
Mm.
I bring my own, but never actually have one, and it's just one of those things where you're just sort of expected to drink around a fire, in sort of the in character pubs, even just drink in people's tent, and it's just yeah, just such a big drinking culture at LARP.
Yeah, something that I always say is if you're going to drink that much, don't be that person who then cannot go back to their tent. Because if you are forcing people to then pick
Yeah.
you up, that you're taking them out of their game. Essentially, I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's all just, yeah, just don't do it.
I've had incidents where one of my team, Marcus, he didn't get up for our morning meeting, for staff morning meeting, not just because I make him get up in the morning, and he didn't get up. He didn't come down to sort of in game until about noon, when we were expecting him sort of around 10. Sort of, and we asked, "Where were you?" And he was like, "I was up till 5 in the morning with another member of staff, just continually putting the same person back to bed. 20 minutes. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair for sleeping in. We don't. That's completely valid.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
there's a,
don't be that.
no, don't be that person at all. I think it's there's talk of people who like I've heard people I'm not a shy person. I will not shy away from a confrontation if someone's being a prick in any way, shape, or form. There's stories of a few people in a nation who were transphobic, and me and a few people went over to sort out that not tolerating that shit. We went and we dealt with that issue quite quickly. They thought we were dealing with it in character. No, we were going to beat the hell out of them out of character for it, and the person who was the victim, the focus of it was then, welcome to the Navarre. You're one of us now, and that was it. So, but PD dealt with it, and they were dealt with. I haven't seen them since, to be honest. So, it can only have been dealt with in the right way. So there's but when it comes to the drinking, there are people there who think that because you're at LARP, you should be drinking, you should be drunk. I can't stand it. Yeah, if someone knows no, in any way, shape, or form, I've said no to alcohol before, but that's mainly because it was Malibu and I hate the stuff. So it's I can't do it. You're there. It's a holiday. You're there to have fun. I'm not there for people to feel pressure for people to feel upset or to be set upon and or anything. And it's the thing that you hear about across the board in a lot of LARPs, and it's not just in one. And it's I think if more people were vocal about it, and if they hear it and were able to step in, then I think it's something that would be dealt with quite quickly. So
I completely agree.
Yeah, but thank you for coming to my TED talk. Um, I am a firm believer in have fun. Don't force people to have fun. It's still. Oh God, I get so far behind in chat as well. Chat goes on and on and on, and I talk and I go off on a tangent, and it's like I've missed so much. How many questions have I missed? How many questions have I missed? So if someone can or Helen can put them back to the fore, or if people can post their questions to the fore if I haven't asked, then we can go on from there. I'm just going to read from where we are.
Go for it.
So what's my say? I never associated love with drinking until I started considering going to Empire, as I got my start at a uni society. There was less of a drinking culture at the actual sessions themselves, just afterwards, when they'd chill in the pub. I haven't scrolled back, Ben, so no need for high future Steve from past chat. I'm with this. I see you. I see you, Ben. So come on, questions. I can't be bothered to scroll up because I'll lose everything. So, do you? That's one thing I've always wanted to know about. Because you hear stories about LT. Do you get murdered by the toilets?
That used to be a thing.
Oh, okay.
that that used to happen. Technically speak, I call it. It's one of those things where I call this is one of the dumb rules, and it's not because it's a rule that's stupid in itself. It's a rule that had to be made because people did stupid things.
Right.
So people used to mug and murder people who were heading to the toilets. Yeah. And now we have a rule in place where I think you can't, that any area within 10 meters of a toilet is now considered out of character, so you can't be ambushed by someone as you come out of the loo.
Brilliant.
But yes, that did used to happen. It shouldn't happen anymore.
No. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, I like that. I can get behind that because Empire, obviously, it's not so much PV, it's political PvP and less actual
Yeah.
murder does happen. So, yes, as Kai's just said, Lou assassinations. Yeah, so Empire, you have to be a little bit more clever with your murder, unless you want your character just dead, and in which case you can do what a friend of mine, Mike, did, which was literally walk up to someone in the middle of their pub, beat the snot out of them, execute them in front of everybody, and then walk away. It was just like, okay,
Oh,
poop before death. Oh man, that's yeah, it's bizarre. So Helen's asked, what's your favourite character or favourite LARP you have been to?
oh. Favorite character is going to have to be my law interest one, which is Briar, because I've been playing her the longest.
Hmm.
I change her kit every year. I change her build every year and I enjoy playing her. Best LARP I've been to be honest, was probably the play trials of the French Renaissance LARP. I can't pronounce it, so I keep calling it, but the website was just called To Atat, and it was all about political intrigue within the French Renaissance court, and
Okay.
it was just a really interesting sort of style of play because you were constantly trying to manipulate situations in your favor, and that was measured at the end of the day by how many points you got, and therefore how close you were sitting to the king in the actual sort of at the meals.
Okay. That's cool.
And I thought it was a really really different sort of way to play. There was revealing secrets about other members of the court to try and lower their favor in the eyes of other people, and trying to involved with secret cults or make economic sort of negotiations with the people to improve your own standing. And I just thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I thought it was great, and I was so ready to be a ref for it and to be the person who goes, yes, you are politically doing very well. And the fact that it's now on permanent hold until after lockdown is devastating.
That sucks.
Stated. I was so looking forward to it.
There was a LARP in Denmark that was due to go, a Viking LARP. I've talked about it a few times on stream, where they've literally got a proper Viking village built, and
Okay.
it's a full sized light Viking village. You can bring a horse if you've got a horse, essentially, and everybody, they rate the LARPs that you can do within this one system. So you can have
Wow.
you can play on easy mode. So you could be a Thane. So you can be there because essentially the LARP is set around where all of the Vikings met to discuss either remaining as Ace True or taking up Christianity.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's at that time. So some Thanes will be Christian, some will still be follow the Old Norse gods. So you play on easy mode and you can be a Thane. You can play a little bit harder, so you can just be one of the warriors. Or you can play on difficult mode and you can be one of the serfs. So you're going to get shouted at,
Wow.
ordered around. You can get all of that sort of stuff. And that was it. And I was just like, as a whole experience, that sounds amazing, truly amazing. And it was like,
Does sound great.
I think it's 5 days long as well. So, and they said
Blimey.
the only way that you can use your mobile phone, because there'll be no signal, but if you need it, bring your own charger. But if it's an emergency, they'll have a generator on site, just the one.
Wow.
But it's all, yeah. So it's all like that, and it's like, I need this in my life. I need to do
Yeah.
this, but for same reasons, that's been put on permanent hold until
Yep.
COVID is dealt with, unfortunately. So
Everything has. That's the problem, isn't it? So you
yeah.
keep hearing about all this epic stuff that's going to be happening. I was planning on going to Northern Kingdoms at the end of last year.
Oh
Go
yeah,
to
yeah.
that. I think at one point I was planning to go. At one point I was planning to look at Witcher School in Poland as well, and that didn't happen either. So it's just like, oh no,
That's
yeah,
I,
all of the wonderful things I keep planning aren't happening.
yeah, because I've been looking at with a group of friends going to Conquest of Lithonia in Germany. Want to go to Conquest. because that's like
Yeah.
apparently there's the biggest LARP in the world, isn't it? So yeah, really want to do
Oh
that.
yeah.
And there's a Lord of the Rings LARP in New Zealand as well, which I feel I need to be
I'm
part
not
of.
surprised.
Yeah, I feel I need that one. I need to go to that one. So, um, yeah, that'll be
I
great
need to
fun.
go to that one.
I'm just putting bad
It's
ideas now, aren't
it's
I?
absolutely so. I went to New Zealand.
Oh wow.
No, not really, because I went to New Zealand when I was 14.
Mm.
So just after, I want to say, I think it was just after or just before Return of the King came out. I think it was just after.
Yeah.
And me and my parents did a tour of pretty much from the North Island to South Island and back again.
Oh wow.
And I actually went to the Hobbiton set.
Mm.
Um, and before they reconstructed it, obviously for the Hobbit, so it was literally just sort of front panels of wood on this farm shaped like Hobbit, sort of houses with no doors. Most of the props, well, there was no props there at all. It all looked quite bland, but I still felt like it was epic
Mm.
because it was Hobbiton, and I stole some of the pines off the party tree, and I think I have them glued in a book somewhere.
Oh, that is amazing. That is so cool. That's so cool. And yeah, Kai, I agree with you completely there. Kai's just said 14 when Return of the King came out. Wow, I'm starting to feel old. How old are you, Kai? I've got to ask, mate. Because I think I'm older. I think I'm older than you, bud. Oh, man. 34. Yeah, I'm 40. So I'm a bit older, man. Oh, but I would love to do that. I would love to do
I'm 30, so yeah.
a wee babby. A wee babby. But, oh, man. So, I've got to ask you this then. So, you're a bit of a Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I've read the books, I've seen the films, I've seen my husband thankfully owned the extended edition of the films, which made it a lot better. But yeah, pretty decent fan, I would say.
Yeah?
I suspect any quiz you try me on, I'll probably fail.
I was just going to say, in your eyes, then, who is the hero of the Lord of the Rings trilogy? So, Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King. Who's the hero?
It's got to be Sam, right?
There we go. That's fine. That's all right then.
It's got to be Sam. Sam he does most of the work.
He does
It's come on,
everything.
it's got to be Sam.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Dan, Alfie, Samwise. Sam is the only answer. Awesome stuff. Right, so yeah, because ILARP are doing Second Breakfast, which is the Hobbit themed LARP.
Hmm.
They're doing that as well.
Yeah.
So, oh, cheers, Ben.
All hail Samwise.
All hail Samwise indeed. Definitely, yeah. Sam is a legend, and I think Sean Astin was really well cast as well. I think he pretty much perfect for that role.
He was brilliant. Yeah.
And Elijah Wood
Yeah,
is
he was
always
absolutely fantastic.
he's always looked about 12, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
if you Kitty and Johnny are amazing cooks, Second Breakfast is going to be yeah, it's going to be boss. So if you could go to any LARP, actually no, I'll rephrase that. If there could be any LARP about anything in the world, or in historical, fantastical, or anything like that, about anything at all, what would you like to see a LARP run on?
Oh. Oh. I'm trying to make a choice because there's so many things.
Hmm. I'll give you two.
The thing is, I feel like whatever I say is that, yeah, I feel like anything I say is that I'm going to find out that it actually already exists. Because there are so many LARPs out there. Lord of the Rings LARP would definitely be quite high on my list.
Because there's also one in New Zealand.
And to be honest, the other one was Dragon Age LARP, which I technically have already done.
Okay. Yeah, see, Dragon Age would be good. Because I'd love
Star
to.
Wars LARP.
Ooh, a Star Wars LARP would be interesting. I don't think there is one either. I've not seen one or heard of one.
One was going. One was going to be running, I think in California last year, but that obviously went down the pan. Someone was planning one here in the UK, and I think that got cancelled because of COVID. And I was sort of interested, but it kind of fizzled as obviously lockdown happened. But yes, I would be so desperate for a Star Wars LARP. I keep looking at the new Star Wars theme park in Disneyland, and they keep talking about having a hotel where you essentially become a character and you play through a Star Wars story as that character. I was like, that's a lot like LARP. I want to do this. I need to do this. But I would kill for proper Star Wars LARP.
Yeah. Yeah, Abby said that if there was a Star Wars LARP, she'd be a Jawa. But Abby's like 3'6".
Oh.
She's so small. So you like pick her up and like put her in a pocket and stuff. She's tiny. So yeah, she would. Yeah, she'd be a Jawa. I'll probably be a Wookiee, but a short Wookiee because I'm only 5'11". So, yeah, I think not a Star Wars one. I had someone come on and they said they wanted to do a Fallout one, but there's Wasteland, which is a Fallout LARP already. That one's already going out there. I feel that there's been a discussion going on here in chat, and I don't know what it's about, but I think they're talking about mail. I feel like I've missed out on something here. In-character mail. Yes, the Star Wars Hotel will be a fully immersive experience for 2 to 3 days, but so expensive. So, when it comes to anything that Disney are doing, I'm just going to ask Abby, because if she doesn't know, then I'm not interested. 2000 AD LARP. There is a Judge Dredd LARP. No, an immersive experience.
Ooh.
Who told me about that? Was that you, Pete? I think you told me about that. No, was that Alfie? Someone told me about. Someone brought that one up. So a Judge Dredd experience. I think it is in. There's a hermit commune forming. Right. Okay. Okay. Well. Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, it was due this year in Piccadilly Circus. I saw that Judge Dredd experience coming up. I'll say hi for it. That would be awesome. I've done an Alien. Something just fell off my computer.
You alright? Okay.
Oh dear. I'll put that there. And hope nothing gets, blows up. I did an Alien immersive experience before in Bournemouth, where you literally got in and they put you in what looked like an APC, and they had screens set up so it looked like you're driving through the landscape, and then you got out of the other door. So it was literally one room to another. And there were people dressed up as the aliens and stuff like that, and you had the Marines with you and stuff like that. It was amazing. It was so cool. Because whenever I feel down or low or anything like that, I put on Alien because it's my feel-good film. It really cheers me up. I love that film so much. I really do. I could watch it on repeat. I'm
a Star Wars nerd. So, I did do something. So I went to a virtual reality experience called The Void, which was a Star Wars virtual reality experience, and you put on sort of virtual reality headgear, and you get a gun, and you essentially have to walk through a set, but with the virtual reality on. But because you're walking through the set, there are things you can actually touch and change, and it was really, really really good and really terrifying when Darth Vader showed up and looked like he was actually coming to kill me.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I love experiences like that. I think they're brilliant. So fun.
The Void. It looks like Abby's done that as well. So real. If you pull a lever,
Void.
It's there in real life. Awesome. Star Trek LARP.
Yeah.
So it's Judge Dredd LARP. Muppets Treasure Island.
Yes, I'm there. Yes. If there are must be puppets. If there's no puppets, I'm not going. There must be puppets.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Now I'm thinking of a Dark Crystal LARP. I want to do Dark Crystal LARP. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, Muppet LARP. Yeah, Abby's there as well by the sound of it. You dress as the puppet. Cheers, Kai.
Yeah.
See, I wish they would do an alien one, but there is an alien one. It's called Grunts, but you're more the Marines going off to do other things. But I think I would like something else, something bigger, more props and stuff like that. So, I've forgotten what the question was. Yeah, so your dream LARP. So I've even forgotten what you answered because there has been so much of a tangent going on here.
Yeah. So you said I could have two. So my first one will be Star Wars LARP. And
Yes.
now we've gotten onto the subject of puppets. Dark Crystal LARP.
Yeah, we had a Dark Crystal LARP come up as well. That was Gladiator LARP. You have to earn your freedom. So Dark Crystal and Star Wars. See, Star Wars I would do. Dark Crystal could be interesting. I would like an Evil Dead.
Okay.
I would. Love the films. Loving Ash versus the Evil Dead. I'm on the season 3 at the moment, and that would be awesome. That would be so much fun to do. That would. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool. Jeez, my mind's just going now. I'm thinking about all these LARPs that you could do. That'd be so cool. But
so many.
Yeah, I am determined. A Cabin in the Woods LARP. Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Tucker and Dale versus Evil LARP. Oh man, we could keep on going. Skyrim. Oh, I think Skyrim's probably been done, hasn't it? Somewhere.
Think so. Yeah.
Labyrinth. Avatar.
I think that's Avatar. Wait, which Avatar? The one with the blue aliens or the one with the Last Airbender? Because they're very different.
I didn't like Avatar the film, the one with the blue creatures in it. Couldn't stand it. I thought it was a terrible, terrible film. And I need to watch the Last Airbender ones as well.
And watch the film. Don't watch the film. It's horrifying.
Yeah, I have heard. Oh dear. Yeah, so we're all going on about LARPs now. Where else have we got? Jesus. Yeah, so I think there's loads out there. I mean, one of the things I would love to do with... I've got to ask you this as well. What made you start up your YouTube channel?
I think I just wanted to start making videos, and just really for me, and just sort of like almost like a diary at the start. Did media studies when I was sort of in college. I know how to edit videos, but it was a skill I had fallen out of practice with. So I started it as this diary, and then started talking about doing this little series of LARP 101s, and it kind of took off with my second video. After a mate of mine who is a much more successful YouTuber than I am. He's got just over 200,000 subscribers. I think he's edging up towards 300,000 now. When I posted it on Twitter, he just went, "Oh yeah, I need to subscribe to your channel." Dominic Noble, who used to be known as the Dom. No, he does videos on books to. He compares books to film adaptations. He's so funny. He's very talented.
Oh, okay, I'll have a look.
And he just commented on that. "Oh yeah, I need to." Oh yeah, you'd love it. He's hilarious. He commented on my thing. I was like, "Oh yeah, I need to subscribe to your channel," and I think a load of his followers saw that and zoomed to the video to have a look at themselves. And it kind of, because of it had that massive amount of traffic, it forced my video up in the algorithm, and I started getting lots of subscribers.
Oh, that's good.
And so I just decided to keep going.
Nice.
And people seem to like it, so I just keep going with it, really.
Yeah. We've talked about him at length in voice chat before. See, I told you. Yeah, the vids are great, Jess, Dan says. So, yes, there was a link. I have now deleted that channel. So I'll have to put it all back in. But there is a link there. But you can just go into YouTube and search our adventuring party. So and it will come up. But I will put a link back in there as well, because this is only something I've done today. So in hindsight, I should have probably put it off to doing it tomorrow. But I'm an idiot, so that's how I roll, unfortunately. Yeah, so Mike says he's pretty good. I really like his stuff. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. The video's great. I'll put it in there now, mate. Cool. Cheers, Dan. And Helen's linked it into the chat. Awesome. So yeah, because we were having a chat about your videos, weren't we, beforehand, and it's like I like the what to expect at LARP, and it's like these sorts of things, and I was just touching on that guy. Hi, Becca. I was just touching on the guy from America, who was essentially, he seemed to be painting LARP in a very, it was like, oh my god, everything is bad. It's like they worship the devil, and it felt very. What's the best way to describe it? Grown-ups, Knights of Badassdom, those sorts of things where LARP is mentioned, or role models, where LARP is mentioned, and everybody just goes, "Oh, I hated it." He hated it, but then again,
I think it's so funny.
But then again,
but I love Paul Rudd, so I can't.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd's great. He is really, really good. But I watched Your Highness.
Okay.
It's a terrible film, but I love it. It's a guilty pleasure, but it's awful. It is truly awful. So, and it was really bad, because as I said to you, it's like when I watched your video, it was like I was going, it's like, well, I disagree with this, but then I had a chat with Dawn in this. She's so experienced and she really knows her stuff, and I was just like what the fuck is a missing step anyway, and all of this, and she was like, oh, it's this and this, and I was like, oh, I know about 3 of them then. Oh no. And everything makes sense. I think
it's a really weird feeling, isn't it?
It is. I found, since I've been doing this, my opinions on a lot of stuff has changed. The way that I think about situations, the way I react to situations, it's all changed. The missing step that I knew really, really well, he doesn't come to LARP anymore. He doesn't come to the LARP anymore, which is good. And it's strange, because when he left, the first event after he left, people who would not come to our CR group or see us at all because he was there, they all were coming over, and it was weird, because it's like, oh, I haven't seen you over here for like 3 years. It's like, yeah, he's gone. It's like, oh, okay. So it's I think it's when I first watched it, I was highly critical, but then when I watched it again, I was very, it all makes sense, and it's really good, because it gets you thinking about your own misconceptions, behaviours, and thoughts about these situations. So it was really good, and it's changed my behaviour. So I think, in a roundabout way, it's a compliment. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's a really good video. John's asked what a missing step is. Do you want to? Yeah, you take this one.
So a missing stare is essentially the idea that there is somebody. This doesn't just apply to a LARP, but can apply to many form of sort of social interactions and clubs and sorts of things, where there's somebody who behaves in an unacceptable manner, but instead of dealing with it, you kind of just warn people around, sort of a hush-hush manner.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called a missing stair is because it's essentially the idea that in a staircase, a stair is missing, but instead of repairing it, because it's a structural issue, you just warn people to step over it.
Yeah.
And therefore it just remains. And there are people like this. There are people who do unacceptable things, behave in an unacceptable way, and instead of dealing with it and go, you can't behave like that. A lot of people just go, oh, don't get near that person after he's been drinking because, a bit weird, or don't go near her when she's sort of in that mood because she'll say something and it'll upset you. And we just sort of let it happen.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't let it happen.
No. It's one of those things that need to be stopped, and I think you'll be doing that person more of a favour by trying to deal with the behaviour rather than let them get away with it. As Helen's just said there, e.g., he doesn't mean to be an arsehole, so just don't let it bother you. That's the perfect way of putting it. I think it's just saying to someone, "Oh, he says stupid things when he's drunk." It's like, have you ever thought about saying to them, "Don't drink as much," and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So,
and the thing with these people as well is that they're often really well known, really liked members of the LARP community. So, which is another reason you kind of let this behaviour sort of slide, or you just don't know about it. I mean, I remember one individual who I met at LARP, knew him for a few years and thought he was a really, really nice guy. And then it came out that he was sexually harassing one of my friends. And I was absolutely appalled and he never came across as that kind of person because they don't.
no.
And he no longer comes. He's no longer welcome. My friend is much happier. It was just a surreal situation.
Good. There was a friend of ours. She was being followed and spoken to quite aggressive, well, not aggressive, forwardly. That's what I was after. By some guy, and it turned, I was walking her, but I had to walk her back to her tent, and because he was following her, so I found the guy later, and I went and had a word. I don't think he's even gone near her since. So you have to deal with that sort of thing. So what Sky said, there were more who Kai said there were more who were de facto protecting him by treating him like a missing stair, like something you're so used to working around, you never stop to ask, what if we actually fix this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think you're doing them if they're a part of your group or a friend, or you consider them a friend. You're doing them a favour by dealing with the issue, and I don't think it's done enough. I've had.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the first to say if I fuck up, I will always hold my hands up, and I will always try to learn from my mistakes, and I think that's the big thing that's missing these days. Is if you do something wrong, you people don't want to learn from it. They'd rather go, well, I've not done that, but it's, did you ever think that you're wrong by doing this? That's just like, no, just admit it, learn from it. Come on.
And I can empathise with that mindset because often that's my first reaction when I do something wrong is for me to start, going, oh, well, it's not my fault. I've done it's so and so, or someone else has done this, and it's like, and I have to sort of stop myself and go, no, this isn't about shifting the blame elsewhere. This is about you dealing with what you've done wrong. But yeah, self-insight is hard.
Oh yeah,
it
is. Smose said, or better yet, have you thought about reading and learning about other worldviews so you're not much of a dick about them when you are drunk? Yeah. That's definitely it. I mean, the guy I'm referring to, he doesn't come to Empire anymore, and I think I unfortunately fell into the first category, and when people were coming around, I would be the one, I think we'd all be the one in the group who would turn around and say, just ignore him when he says stuff like this. He's just a dick. And that would be it. And then when you look back at it now, it's like, I should have said stuff. I should have stood up. He turned up, there was, I don't know where it is from. It's like Kekistan or something, Kekistani, which turned out to be Nazi paraphernalia, but in a different form. And he turned up wearing one of those T-shirts, and I didn't have a clue what it was until he got explained like afterwards, and it was just like, oh, yeah, I think something needs to be done. But it turned out that he just didn't come back after that, so it was all It's like, okay, that's yeah.
Probably for the best.
Oh yeah, yeah, very, very much so. He's now fallen into this group of but what about men?
Oh,
It's like, sorry, mate. I'm a white straight male. I'm privileged enough. I don't need you to stand up and tell me what else I need. So we should be the ones, trying to help here. Come on. But yeah, fuck me. And if there are people at Empire watching this, they probably know who I'm talking about as well. Yeah, it's bad. Right, positive. Let's go to positive stuffs. Yes, can we leave the area of positive? Yes. Sorry, Kai. I do apologise, mate. We are going to leave politics and that stuff like that. So,
sorry.
my apologies on that front. So Becca has said, in the battlefield, what is the best tip you would give to an archer? Loved your archery video, by the way. Very helpful.
Thank you. Best advice I can give is probably in mind that nobody on the field cares about you at all. So people with shields and swords are going to run in front of you at every which angle because they don't care that you're in the middle of lining up a shot. So you're going to have to be on it to make sure that you are in front of them, that you are dodging out of their way, because I get that they are big shiny heroes, but they're assholes. Such big assholes. Stick with other archers because often they're able to find a big gap.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. That's really cool. I think I've seen. I love the archers. I love archery, but I'm crap with a bow, so I'll never use one. But I do love seeing when a group of archers are together in the battlefield, and especially when you're monstering and you see them all group up, form up, and then you get this wonderful volley of arrows coming over, and then the wind catches them and sends them all back. It's great.
I love watching archers together. I think the always looks magnificent. I have a really great photo. You can see it on my Instagram of a load of archers at Law and Trust all together in a big line fighting, and you can see this wonderful gap in between them where I should have been standing. However, I was 5.5 months pregnant at the time and had been banned from the battlefield.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is the most epic photo of archers I've ever seen, and I'm not in it, and I'm very upset.
Yeah.
But it is a glorious photo. Archers together always look fantastic.
They do. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of archers. I think archery done right is really, really good. Actually, that's going to be a good one. Kai, have you done your military college thing? Have you done anything on archery yet? You have to let us know about that one because that could be quite interesting. So Dawn has just said, with regards to the missing stair, a missing stair is someone who is known to be a problem, but rather than directly confronting it, people just warn them quietly. It is known but not dealt with, like a house that is well used but has a dodgy step. It's a tricky conversation, but it needs to be had. Dawn was the person who I had a conversation with about the video, and it was really enlightening, I think, and changed. It's really, really good. So I think if your videos have got one person to change thought process at least, then you've definitely done it with me. So thank you.
Brilliant, thanks.
So no matter what happens, no matter how good of an aim the archer is, the arrow will find your groin.
Oh, I have a curse at LARP. I have a curse, which is any time anyone turns to me and goes, anyone in the balls, my next shot will absolutely be a pod shot, 100% of the time. And people are not allowed to say that to me because it just happens all the time and it's awful and I don't know why. Yeah, it happens. I'm sorry.
We're in the works for a dedicated archery episode, but it won't be for a few months at least. A few of the episodes on National Battle Game that we're currently working on discuss archery, such as the Navarre episode. Awesome. That's cool. That's really cool. I did a battle where I had noticed all the monsters, their archers were in the copse. So at Empire we have the Sentinel Gate which we walk through, and we go through it, and then there's a huge field, and there's like a copse on the left hand side, and there's a smattering of trees in it, long grass and some fallen over bits and stuff like that, and it's really really nice area for archers to hide. And then it goes all the way around. The battlefield's huge, and then there's an entrance to the woods, and then you go all the way off into the woods if you need to. The battlefield is massive. We did. My unit that I'm in charge of was on the right hand side of the battlefield, and our line had pushed up. You could see the archers coming around here, and I thought, they're only archers. I can take them. I went running towards the archers. My unit was sort of following, and one arrow rung out, and I could see it coming over, and then it was coming down, and I thought, nope, that's going to land way in front of me. Nope, straight in the balls. I went straight down. I was in agony. So a ref came over. A ref came over as the monsters sort of like charged the line and pushed them back, and just was forcing everybody around me, and he was just like, you're right. And I was just like, yeah, I'll get up in a second. He's like, yeah, take your time. He then, as they sort of lined in front, he's like, okay, they got pushed back. He goes, right, you're clear, get up now. So I got up, and I carried on with my charge. I made it 20 feet before another pod shot.
Oh.
3 times.
Oh.
That happened 3 times.
Oh.
And after the 3rd time, this was, he goes to LT, Nick, a guy called Nick, I'm not going to use a surname on the stream, a guy called Nick, who's the ref, and he was just like, right, this is your 3rd time now. Do you want to just, we'll get you up and we'll walk you back that way. We'll walk you away from the archers, because they're obviously just attracted to your balls. That was it. So I just got marched back to the other side of the field, and it was just like, it was bad. It was painful. I had, after that one, it was really weird, because I had a pain. It wasn't in my groin. It was radiating down the outside of my leg from my hip because of it.
Oh.
So it was just like, don't know what happened there. But thank you for all the laughter in chat. I appreciate it.
If it makes you feel better, archers aren't immune to pod shots themselves. I've seen one of my mates get shot in the balls with his own arrow, and he was out for the rest of about 2.5 hours.
Isn't it strange?
He's fine now, but it was like, oh dear God, you poor soul.
Isn't it strange though that of all the injuries you could get in a battlefield, the worst injuries are caused by the arrows, aren't they? If archery is done
I don't know if
wrong,
that's necessarily true.
Well, I'm just coming as someone who witnessed someone bleeding from an eyeball, so it wasn't.
No, that's fair.
So it's if they're done badly, it's bad. But if it's done properly, then it's done well.
I'm one of the part of the team as LT who actually teaches archery safety. That's the responsibility of my guild. Another member of the guild is head of archery safety, but I'm part of that team.
Yeah.
And the very first thing we always say to people is, this is the only real weapon here, because if you don't check it properly and it's damaged in some way, you can actually kill someone. And I have actually nearly killed someone at LARP with an arrow, partly because of their stupidity and partly because of mine. And it was only because I reacted quickly that nothing happened. And to this day, I'm not sure that person actually knows that they nearly died. But I had an arrow at full draw, and wonderful person walked in front of me and turned, and his eye socket lined up with my arrow about 1/2 inch away from it. And if I had loosed at that moment, I'm very sure that whole thing would have gone straight through the back of his skull. And it was only because I suddenly went whoa and just put everything down that crisis was averted. But yeah, that was a scary moment.
Did LT ever have the what I will refer to as the dickhead reenactors turn up? Where it was a load of the archers turned up and they had proper arrows, and all they did was put a bit of foam over it and they were firing it, and one of the arrows hit a tree and the arrow was stuck in a tree.
Before my time, but yes, that I have been told that story several times by people who've taught archery in the past at LT. So I'm very confident it's true. But yes, we've also had some that essentially were tennis balls on the end of the arrow with duct tape, and they weren't accepted either. We've had all sorts of people show up to LT with dangerous stuff. Never makes it past weapons check. Well,
No.
usually. Usually, if it does, it's because they've not shown it to anyone.
No. Oh. Yeah, it's horrible. Makes you shiver. So, they've asked to know, how do you get shot with your own arrow?
Oh, it's quite simple, really. You shoot it, and then the archer on the other side
they shot
picks
it
it
back.
up, checks it, and shoots it back.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I was thinking more of a... Because I've seen people fire into the wind and then their entire volley come back at them. I've seen that a few times. That's great to see.
We're very safety conscious out here. I've never actually seen arrows being blown back in the wind, because if it's that strong, most of us won't even take that shot. Not happening.
Raven says, swords more dangerous. My captain took a sword to the cog and had to go get it sprayed with antiseptic by ambulance people. He was okay, but it was funny. Oh, Jesus wept. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, anything regards that area, just no. Just no. Thanks.
I've seen a poor young gentleman get lifted off the floor by a large weapon swing between the legs. Wasn't pretty. I think everything's fine, but yeah, it's just like, for God's sake.
You gotta laugh. As someone, I'm grateful I
laugh or cry.
I'm grateful I've got a daughter. Let's put it that way. It's oh man, Sirio, the warrior DM. It smarted a bit. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jesus, much vitamin I. Oh, yeah. I get those sorts of shots a lot. Funny enough, though, there was someone carries a huge hammer at Empire, and they smacked me right on the top of the head with it, and it was the most comfortable I've ever been. It was so nice. It was wonderful. I for ibuprofen. Yes. Oh man. So, and then later that. Oh my God. So Captain Cockless, is that Sirio the Warrior DM? It smarted a bit, and then later that day splashed my arm when boiling oil. Yeah, that's when you... Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad day.
I was going to say, have you ever just considered just like sitting down and having a beer and just not moving? It was a bad day, yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, man. But, Jesus. Oh, God, right. So, we've been going for an hour and 45 so far. There is a question that I like to ask people that come on here. I like to finish with this. Yeah. It's a question that was actually suggested by my other half's mum, of all people.
Okay.
And it's a great question. It's a really, really good question. Oh my God, he was sitting down having a beer, and that's why he got splashed with oil. Okay. And John just says, ooh, not had this in a while. No, excellent. So, why do you LARP?
Why do I LARP?
See, good question, isn't it?
Why do I LARP? For so many reasons. I think at the end of the day, I just like having a creative outlet. Because I'm not really a good writer. I'm not really a good actor or singer or any of that. It's just nice to try and have a creative headspace where you create a character and you go off and do a few fun things and just create a story with other people. And that's the sensible answer. The probably the more accurate answer is I really enjoy playing pretend. Like, really do. I loved it as a kid. I don't want to give it up as a grown-up. Let's just keep going. Let's just I just want to be silly with my friends and pretend I'm other people in another world and to keep that childish self alive, and I think it's brilliant, and I will hold on to it for as long as life will let me.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight. Really agree with you there. Just had a thought as well. A Chronicles of Narnia LARP.
No, I wouldn't do a Chronicles of Narnia LARP.
Oh, I bloody would. I'd be there like a shot. Love Narnia. Love that stuff.
That's fair. I would, probably one of my sins as a nerd. I actually don't like the Chronicles of Narnia very much.
Really?
For a variety of personal reasons. The character of the Snow Queen, I think she's great. But I take issues with a fair bit of it. It's just not my thing.
Is it the allegory?
There you go, my great sin.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit. I went to Catholic school, so I'm acutely aware of a lot of it, and I'm just reading it going, yeah, right. I've done all this before. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're and she. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Right. Next.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh man. Yeah. Kai has said vampire LARP. Have you ever done anything like that? Vampire the Masquerade?
I haven't. No. No, I haven't actually. I've read about it. Sort of read other people's reviews about it. Vampires aren't really my thing.
No.
I'm not against it, and I would probably attend, but it's not up there in my yes, I must try this one day sort of list.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I play a lot of. I've played Vampire the Masquerade LARP, and I play the Werewolf the Apocalypse tabletop game, and I do stuff like that. So
Werewolf, I would do.
Werewolf, I absolutely love. I'm getting a. I'm trying to get a werewolf one shot together for the channel. So if you fancy playing a werewolf one shot, then just let me know, and you can come on and we can do that.
In.
Done. Okay.
Say when and where.
Sold to the Catholic in the corner.
Not Catholic. I just went to school. I wasn't even Catholic when I went.
Brilliant. Oh man. Oh god. And Dawn's just posted in losing my religion. Yeah. So it's. I think there's a lot of Jeez. God. Yeah. So I think that was this has been really good fun. Was this what you expected from your first your first time on a live stream?
I was expecting my internet to fail more, so only once was great.
Oh man. Carolix has said this has been great. Having two of my favourite UK LARP content creators together is awesome. That's really nice. Aww. So sweet.
Brilliant. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
I'll pay you later. Smo said, I find it amazing how Catholic school results in very few Catholics.
I think most of the people I went with are still Catholics.
Really?
But yeah.
That's another conversation altogether, I feel.
I think few, yeah.
Yeah. Dan says, Steve, your streams are unique. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, so this has been good. I hope it's not scared you off of doing another live stream chat at some point.
Nah, I don't think so. I'm more than up for it.
Yeah? Excellent. We'll be
yeah, definitely.
Abby's now forever going to be waiting for a Muppet LARP.
Yes.
Be
interesting.
Me too. I think I'll do we can get you on for a werewolf one shot. We'll do that, a tabletop one. Probably Friday would probably be best due to Kidlington, I'm guessing.
Probably, yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. Cool. We'll get something like that sorted, and yeah, This was really, really good, and I've got Gina on next week as well. I've got little
Oh,
LARPer
brilliant.
on as well, so
Aw.
it's been really, really good. I think that do you know what the funny thing is? You know that content creator Secret Santa. I've still not had my present yet.
Oh,
No,
oh no.
I'm still waiting. But
Sorry.
so I think because I know Dan had she was my Secret Santa. He was my Secret Santa. Sorry.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I know that he was really, really struggling and everything. So it was. John says I thought Little LARPer was Abby. No, Abby is Tiny LARPer. She's a tiny LARPer. I won't do that again. Don't worry. So yeah, it would be. It's oh my god. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it will turn up at some point, but I'm
We could go into the reasons why it's not arrived, but I feel like it's going to get political and we're going to bum everyone out again. So let's not even go there.
Yeah, we're not going to talk politics anymore. I think is it religion and politics? They're the biggest causes of arguments in the world, aren't they? So, yeah.
And we've hit both, so I think we've done well.
Yeah, we've done really, really well. We've hit all the argument topics going. So, mental health, religion, politics.
Yeah.
This has been really good fun. Really, really good fun. Thoroughly enjoyed this.
LARP.
And obviously now LARPCon is online now this year. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. But perhaps if we do a hefty fan meetup and that, we'll see if we can drag you down to that as well, so you can actually get an excuse to come out and do a bit of camping.
Yeah, I think we should try and see if we can grab Gina and a couple of the other sort of British ones. See if we can do a stream all together.
Yeah, that would be good.
Talk LARPCon as together as well. That'd be fun.
I'm sure I'll be able to drag Alex Smith along to it as well, because he's been on the channel a couple of times to chat LARP and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm sure he'll be up for that as well, to get everybody involved. Why not? And then we can just sit around a fire in a field. It'll be great. It'll be really good. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you everybody in chat for coming along. Give you enough warning. I can provide cake to bribe him with. Yeah, Dawn makes good cake. Yeah, we'll.
I don't care what kind of cake. I'll have it.
Sold.
Sold.
Just sold. So yeah, so we'll get that done. So thank you everybody in chat. Thanks everyone who's come along to watch, ask questions, just be part of this, because as you all know, we're all a community here. We all talk, we all get involved, we all have a laugh. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Jess. This is
no problem. Thank you for having me.
No, any time at all. Anytime you want to come on and do anything, just let me know. I'm more than up for a laugh at any time. So, and Abby is just frothing for cake.
I think we should get to do this again, especially after our first proper laugh events of the year, and we can cross compare about how it all went down.
I'll go one better, and we do two. We do one before and one after.
Yes, definitely.
My week before the event and after the event is packed at the moment, because I'm doing that with quite a lot of people. Because we've got so many new players here, so I'm doing a fair few chats just to say, first time, what do you think? How's it going to be? What are you looking forward to doing? And then afterwards, where they can all go, I hated it, I'm never coming again. They won't. They'll love it.
Or more likely, I'm addicted. I need to go to therapy.
That's where we all live, though. Let's face it. We live there. So, but yeah. So yeah, we'll do that.
Of LARP.
Yes, definitely. We'll get more done. I'm more of the Twitch side of things, where you're more of the YouTube side of things. Because when it comes to editing, I'm shit.
Yeah.
I don't bother half the time. So I just upload these. So this will all end up on YouTube, as is pretty much. So, but yeah, anytime you want to do anything, just give us a shout. I am up for having a laugh and doing anything. So, my next big project is I'm actually filming a big trailer, refilming the trailer for Empire. So,
Oh, wicked.
yeah, that's going to be a good laugh. That is. So, yes. Anyway, they're still chatting away, and I'm getting distracted, and I should really end it. So, thank you once again, Jess. Thank you so much.
We'll be here all night.
We would be. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for chatting, chilling, and having a laugh. That's the big thing, and it's the big thing that's missing in the world at the moment. I think we're locked down. People need to laugh more. So, yeah, everyone in chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for following, subscribing, your bits, anything like that. As I say, everything that I do goes back to the community. So, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe as well, and all of that. So, thank you for the bits, Alfie, Raven, and Dan as well. That's awesome. I think my bit challenge is a little bit too high. It's been, so we're at 2.42%.
Great stream as always, thanks guys.
Thank you, Dan. So anyway, you all go. You all smeg off. I'm going to close the stream down, and then I'm going to have a quick chat with Jess and say thanks. Okay, so bye, everyone. See you later. Spaff off. Take care. And remember, lockdown, reach out if you're upset or low or anything like that, because you're not on your own. Okay? Reach out if you need help. Bye.